Welcome back everyone, Meanpooh here with another video on the Acer Nitro 5. Today I will be playing the game called Unturned. Unturned is a free-to-play survival game designed by Nelson Sexton of Smarty Dressed Games. After 3 years as an early access title on Steam, it was released for the Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, and Linux in January of 2017. Unturned features several different game modes, all of which consist of the same basic concept of zombie survival. The game also has multiple difficulty settings. In the survival game mode, your character is spawned on a game map of your choosing or server. You must find weapons and supplies to survive against the zombies. As you progress through the game, you will gain experience points, which can then be used for upgrades that you can later on use in-game. Players must keep up their health, food and water, and radiation levels. Radiation damage can be obtained from getting hit by zombies or entering dead zones without proper hazmat protection. The game's multiplayer option has created a platform for multiple kinds of gameplay, such as roleplay, paintball, and battle royale style type arena matches, like PUBG and Fortnite. The game consists of several permanent maps: Washington, PEI, Yukon, Germany, Greece, Russia, Hawaii, and Cyprus Survival are all single-player compatible survival maps. Arena game mode is for multiplayer only. You are spawned in the middle of a map with supplies and weapons scattered around. The winner is the last person or the last team alive. Your character can die due to being slain by other players or by crossing the boundaries of the map. The game will also spawn helpful items like armor, attachments for guns, and the 3 types of health items. These items are essential as the game has an intense bleeding out mechanic that can finish you off without medical supplies. Since there are no separated solo or squad modes, solo players will be up against teams who can aid each other. The game does not require teams to fight each other, so multiple players can win. Players who want to make a team must join a shared Steam group. The game contains no currency, but has a cosmetic system. After playing, the game has a chance to give you a cosmetic item, like clothing or effects for your character, or camouflage or skins for weapons. With real money, you can purchase keys and cases from the Steam market for 99 cents to get, a random skin, or buy pre-selected skins for a higher price. Items can be sold on the Steam market to other players for Steam credit. The game's story is spread out across all of its official maps. On the Russia map, players have a quest to hunt for the legendary Shadowstalker Mk2 weapon. On that quest, players will be transported to the lab. The lab appears to be in a complex disarray with bloodstains on the walls and on the floors, and tubes containing zombies. The scene is brief and quite unrevealing. It is assumed that this lab was ground zero for the start of the outbreak. The origin and the cause of the outbreak is still unknown, but the game hints that it was some sort of scientific accident. It is unknown how long the outbreak has been going on at the start of the game. You are introduced as one of the few survivors, hence the name of the game, Unturned. You can help the Coalition, which is the organization fighting the outbreak, and locating survivors. You can take quests to help the Coalition, but as the game has no true campaign, no move is made to get rid or cure the outbreak. In single player, there are no other players or NPCs except for in designated Coalition safe zones. In my journey playing this game, it comes off as being something that looks like Minecraft and Roblox, with a little bit of Rust thrown in. Or would that be Ark Survival? Anyway, the graphics can put you off a little, and it would be bad for me to complain about this since it's free and it's one of the top downloaded games on Steam. I tried some survival servers, and one thing that pissed me off was that as I was going through the forest, I came upon this cabin. There was a guy getting attacked by a zombie. I proceeded to help the person, and then all of a sudden, there was another guy there and he killed me. I had already killed the monster that was hurting the other person, but he killed me, and then they both looted my body and took all of my things. That kind of pissed me off. So watch yourself. People will kill you for no reason. I got killed plenty of times just walking around. I would suggest not going hand-to-hand fighting with the enemies, and if a gun or hammer is handy, use it. There are vehicles to drive and they use fuel kind of quick. I tried to fly a plane, but I think it ran out of gas as soon as I got in. I had to leave it because zombies were starting to gather around it. I then attained a vehicle to run over the zombies, only to run out of gas in that as well. I think the game is best played with friends, as being by yourself is kind of boring and you can get overpowered by enemies and other players. I didn't go too far in depth with this game in the settings and just toggled what I needed. Believe it or not, all settings on brought the FPS down a lot. Putting all the settings to their max provided us with 25 to 35 FPS. Even though that is low, there was really no difference in quality. If there was bloom or lens flare, then you would see it slowly disappear depending on what setting you toggled. Setting everything to high or dropping all of the settings down one notch from ultra gave us 33 to 55 FPS, which is a big change from top to bottom. And it just depends on what server you were playing on. But this would be the setting that I would play on. I would just put everything on high. I would put everything on ultra and then drop everything down using this laptop. I'm sure you would get better results if you go lower, but it's fine for me and probably for most other people out there, because you get the added benefits of the game looking as good as it can while getting decent frame rate. And you really can't tell, I guess, the way the graphics are, you really can't tell because there's not like a lot of texture in the game, but there is color, so you really can't tell if you drop all the way down. The most you could lose would be like the clouds, the coloring in the clouds, maybe some shadows, but there's just a tad bit of shadows. Like if you drive a car, you can see the shadow of the wheels and the undercarriage, or if a car is flipping over, you can see the shadow there, and in trees. Getting back to the computer, temps for both CPU and GPU were average for this machine, staying under 60 C for the GPU, and CPU staying between 76 and 85, and spiking to 90 at times. One thing I noticed, this is a small game, not really small, but it's small. I think it's like 4 to 5 gigs. It uses a lot of RAM. As I'm recording this and looking at some of the gameplay, I see RAM usage as high as 5 gigs or 5,000 megabytes. So that's pretty high for a game like this. I guess it could be a little bit more optimized than what it is, but I'm not complaining. I think a 16-year-old made this game, so it's more than I can do. So no complaints. By the way, though not lagging, I got better performance playing in the single player. But like I said earlier, it's very lonely and the zombies are aplenty. Well, that's all I have for now. If you have a game you would like me to try, leave it in the comments section below. And if this video helped you in some type of way, share it so others can benefit as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. Meanpooh out.